Well, hello, everybody. I think I'm live here. I'm just trying to make sure everything's working here. I think we're good. Hello, everybody. Well, happy Saturday night. A little tired here. It's been a long day, but a very good day. As I getting back from the day one of the Amherst Railway Society 2023 Railroad Hobby Show. Wow, there was a lot going on today, and it was certainly great to see so many people at the show, to see the event coming back. Last year was full of snow. This year it's not. We had 40-degree weather. I was going around in a short sleeve shirt going in between buildings. I didn't have to drag a jacket around. It was just super and very well attended. And I've got to start out by saying just how super cool it was to have people coming up, saying hello, talking about the show. All the positivity that came from today was just absolutely super. So thanks to everybody who did that and came to the little meet and greet we did over at the Mac Rail and Home Shops booth. Sorry, Chris, I had a little brain fart there. Home Shops and Mac Rail. Both were kind enough to kind of have us over there and met a bunch of people, and then walking around the show, people were kind enough to come up again and just say how great, how much they enjoy the show, and positive stuff and some guest suggestions and all that. So it was definitely super to see that. Now let's jump in the chat here and let's just say hello to some folks. Wigwag Workshop, good to see you, and thanks for stopping by. And Dave Matheny, thanks for stopping by and checking it out. I am RRO Model Railroad. Hello to you as well. And thanks for stopping by here tonight. So I just figured if anybody had been to the show, if they wanted to stop in and kind of share some of their thoughts of what they see, figured I'd come online for a little bit here and just kind of talk about those kinds of things. I'll start with what was my first stop of the day, Otter Valley Railroad. And Warren James has been kind enough to be on the show, and he's got a lot of really exciting things that are going on, and it was super cool to talk with him and see his new releases. His new NSC 6400 trash gondolas were super cool, and especially the one that says Oak Ridge on it. You've probably heard me mention it on the podcast, and if not, you've seen me maybe post about it. That's one that I've got on pre-order with him, and he would not let me sneak one into the bag and take it away. So I'm going to have to be patient and kind of wait for that to happen and get that here. So, but very good-looking stuff coming out of Otter Valley Railroad and the OVR Trains line. So if you're not at the show, get online, OVRtrains.com. Check out his new offerings. He's also got a pipe car that he's doing. And I'm sorry I'm not completely up with all the lingo and all the specific details. I'm going to leave that up to going to OVRtrains.com and checking it out. And if you're going to be at the show tomorrow, definitely swing by and check it out. See Lorne and see all the offerings that he's got from Otter Valley Railroad. A couple more comments here. Yes, Wigwag Workshop. We ran into Heath from Humanity Junction. I was trying to drum him up. I was going to try to pull him in here and see if he would kind of give a little bit of a recap as well. He caught up with me about midday. I had a pretzel and a lemonade in my hand, so it was kind of a awkward spot, but he was able to catch up with me over by the Coastal Mountain Railroad modular layout, which was in the Mallory building, and we were able to chat for a bit and then give my take, which was really cool to see. So always good to talk to Heath. Good evening, John. Good to see you. Hope things are well in Florida. Hope you get a chance to come up and see this show as well. It's definitely one to be seen. So hopefully you can make your way up here at some point and check it out. Mike King dropping by. Was that a trash train in the yard on the way to the show? Looked like it to me. all those containers that were sitting alongside, what is that, 147 in West Springfield. So sorry I didn't get to see you, Mike. I heard that you were there. I heard you were sporting your Around the Layout podcast shirt. Appreciate you doing that. So hopefully we get to see you again here soon. Hopefully we get some good operating sessions going, good streak going here in coming up in February. I am RO Railroad. I wonder what N-scale things show up this, I think you meant this year. Yes, you did. You meant this year. I'll tell you what, did a lot of walking around and ran into some N-scalers. Two of the N-scalers I ran into were Frank and Jasmine from the YouTube channel, That Train Couple. I suggest you check that one out. Just search for That Train Couple. They've got a pretty neat angle going. They're a married couple. He was a model railroader prior to meeting her and brought her into the hobby, and now they're sharing it together. And they traveled up from, I believe it was the Ohio area, up to West Springfield, and they're getting their first experience at the Amherst show. And they're N-scalers, so I was talking to them a little bit about that, and a lot of N-scale. And, it's tempting. I'm an HO scale modeler, but you start to dream up what you might be able to do with an N-scale in the same kind of space. And but it just a lot of great releases. We found some cars that were familiar to us. And in the HO side, I walked the show a lot with Joe Mammy, who appeared on the very first episode of Around the Layout, a good friend of mine. And we spent the day along with Mark Herrick, who kind of went off and did his own thing for a little while. And then we reconnected and walked the show a bit together. But Joe Mammy and I spent a lot of time looking at anywhere from N to O to G and everything in between. A lot of HO stuff as well. So we were checking everything out. And boy, there was just a lot to be seen there today. So let's take another look at the comments. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. James, hello to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Well, that'd be good. Don Iris and you planning a road trip. Could be good to have Don back up at the show, and you as well. So hopefully we'll see you guys up there in 2024, and we'll be looking for that. Looking forward to that is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Mike, you had a little weight pulling you down, but that's all right. Hope you enjoyed the show, and hope you got to check out a bunch of things. I'd be interested to hear your take on this when we chat next time. Andy, I really need to try to get to a show in the U.S. It's difficult to get some U.S. railroad models here in the U.K. Well, hopefully you'll make the trip over at some point. It's kind of cool to see a lot of the national NMRA people, including the UK's own Gordy Robinson at the show. I have not been able to physically see him, but I know he is there, and I'm hoping he's still there tomorrow because I'd like to run into him. And I know he's got a magazine for me, the one that Paul Cassar was featured in, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. I'd seen Scale Train's announcement on the re-release of the S Helper service stuff. Was there any word from them about any new tooling items in S? I did not get a chance to talk to any of the folks over at Scale Trains. Every time I went by, that was one busy booth. And Shane Wilson was being interviewed by a couple other podcasts. So kind of give the space, and I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be able to go around and kind of check out the main manufacturers. It's kind of, with this show, you got to kind of have maybe a plan. You can do it in one day if you jam everything, but if you really want to absorb it, for me, I had a plan and it kind of went out the window in the first hour. So it was kind of to, systematically go through the buildings, but next thing you know, you're, it's kind of the, short attention span where you just get pulled in one direction. And next thing you know, you're down an aisle and you don't even remember which way you started from. So for me, kind of the first day was kind of a lay of the land kind of thing. So I've kind of got to see a bunch of overall things, but I'm hoping to dive into the details a little bit more tomorrow and get to see some more people. So, Sean, it was very cool meeting you and Joe. So many great highlights and product announcements. The hobby is in such great shape. I 100% agree with you, Sean. I think the hobby is in a great place, and it's amazing to see all the new vendors, a lot of small vendors, a lot of, it's neat to see the major manufacturers, of course, but you get all these new niche hobby kind of things. They're focused, drilled in on certain things, and it's really super cool to see that kind of stuff as well. I think the hobby's in an awesome place. So, yeah, and great seeing you, Sean, and look forward to talking to you again here in the near future. 3 big 6-axle SP units pulling 28 to 32 cars, and N scale is a little more manageable than I would think so too. I would say it's a little more manageable than in HO scale, and certainly it's certainly pretty cool to, just some of the stuff that we saw. A lot of the modular layouts. There was one in particular. I mean, the module layouts, and I can't even name any of the new ones. That are the names of the modules, but you look down and it's like forever, and it's like just amazing some of the lengths of them and the sizes of some of the modular layouts that were there. But there was one in particular I just thought was so super cool. Somebody had put together an O scale modular that was like a tribute to Springfield, and it actually had some of the buildings from the Big E with some trains. It was all in O scale, and it was 2 rail, so it looked really nice. And to me, and don't get angry at me, O scale folks, but sometimes O scale can look kind of toyish. They did such a great job weathering it, and the scenery was phenomenal. So really cool modular layout. If you get a chance to see it, can't tell you where it is, just keep an eye out for it. There's a great layout or a modular that they did in O scale that pays tribute to the Springfield area. Really nicely done. Paul, it's tough to do it any day. I'm going to be in Amherst ever since they started the University of Mass. That's awesome. So you've been with them for a long history, and the show's got a great history, and it's very cool that you've been a part of that. So, Heath, check your private messages. Met a lot of awesome people. Let's just say that. And as I said in the beginning of the show, just really, really awesome to see that so many folks coming up to say hello and introduce themselves. And it was just really super cool to. Bear with me a moment, just trying to get a link over to somebody and see if we can reel them in here. Trackside Mike, hello to you as well. It was great meeting you at the show today. Don, I hope you do get up here with John Farrington. I think it'd be a great thing, and then we'll have to make plans for dinner as well. Absolutely. It was great meeting you, and I'll be back there tomorrow. I'm hoping to meet some more folks. We'll do another meet and greet at 11 over by the home shops and Mac Rail booths. So, why aren't you asleep yet? I'm wondering why Heath's not asleep yet, but... Yeah, Heath was going like crazy. I'm trying to see if we can reel him in, but he may be just a little bit too tired. I know he said he was waiting on food, but Heath had his video camera going, and or no video camera. I sound like I'm 100 years old. His cell phone going, recording video, talking to a lot of folks, and be great to. I'll go back and check out all his footage, including his footage of my review on the lemonade and pretzel that he caught me eating. So. Yeah. So yeah, definitely long day for a lot of folks. It's a lot of walking, a lot of walking on that concrete, and it's a pretty tiring show. You got a good crowd, so you're kind of wandering in and out of people. So it's definitely a tiring show for sure. So yeah, some other people that I want to grab and make sure I mention here that I got to see. We obviously the folks, Greg McComas over at Mac Rail. Make sure you make your way over to the Young Building, right by the food concessions area. Why don't you check out Mac Rail and all the stuff? If you got a modern locomotive and you need PTC products, detail parts, removable EOTs, an awesome addition to any operating session is their removable EOTs. Get over there and check out Greg. He's got quite a bit of really cool product. So check that out. And then Chris Palmieri's got some really great releases over at Home Shops. Some new stuff that he's just announced this weekend. I would not do it justice by trying to trip through it tonight. So what I'm going to tell you to do, go to homeshops.net and then go see him also over in the Young Building. He's located in the food concessions area just before that as well. Also ran into Bernard Helen at Mini Prints. He was doing the full body scans for the Mini Me feature that he's doing, where you can have your body scanned. I believe all those sessions are now booked, but it's really cool to go by, see his product. He's got a small modular layout sitting there as well. Check out that work and stop by, say hi to Bernard, and again, check out all the products that he's pushing as well. Let's see. Yeah, Trackside Mike is over at Otter Valley Railroad, booth 61. Again, we mentioned Lauren in the beginning of the show. Definitely a place to go. Really cool. His trash cars and the pipe cars, and I think that's just the beginning for Lauren. Very, very enthusiastic member of the hobby that he's going to have some really cool stuff. So. Yeah, it really is a really cool idea, the scanning and being able to print yourself out in miniature scale. I think Bernard's onto something, and again, another guy who, these cottage industries per se that have popped up that are really doing some really cool stuff that, not to say, but a major manufacturer would not be able to probably have the touch and the contact to be able to do something at this level. Really cool to see Bernard doing these things. It was really such a cool thing to check out, and again, a lot of neat mini print stuff there. So check out their website as well, and if you can, get over there and check it out as well. Heath, when is your thing on Sunday? Why don't you put a comment up about that, and I'll share that as well for folks that want to go over and meet you, because you got some really cool stuff going on as well. Also ran into Nick Santo from Decoder Buddy. Nick's a really great guy, and if you have not checked out the Decoder Buddy product, I suggest you do, especially if you're doing decoder installs. He has really done a great job with producing a product that makes a decoder install very easy. So definitely get over there and check him out. And then Heath from Humanity Junction, who's been chatting here. He's going to do a meet and greet of his own Sunday at noon over at the Mini Prints booth. That's in section 19 of what building? There, Heath, just let us know the building. I can't remember. I think it's the Better Living Center, but you just clarify that for me. Chris from Go Via or Go Home, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Also want to mention, Don, I was going to say that, but I'm glad you chimed in. I use a lot of Decoder Buddies. Great product it is. It's a really cool product, and definitely assists with those decoder installs. As you well know, you're far more versed than I am. I'm just the junior apprentice. You are the group expert. So great. Thanks for chiming in on that. That's Keith, or I'm sorry, Nick. I'm thinking Keith. Nick is got a great product. So folks, check it out. Decoder Buddy. Also want to mention Tim Blackwell from Cowcatcher Magazine. It's great to catch up with him. He's got a great magazine. It's a bi-monthly magazine. And although it's focused really on the southwestern United States, a lot of it conveys probably worldwide. Some really great articles in there regarding layouts. He'll do some actual like prototype news. Just a really great laid out magazine. Very affordable subscription, mailed to your home. Again, it's a bi-monthly magazine, and he just does an outstanding job on it, and I'm looking forward to having him on the podcast to talk more about his magazine. So, but if you get a chance, make sure you stop by and see him. I don't have a booth number. Completely unprepared for school tonight, but make sure you get over there and check him out. Also, another good friend of the podcast is the Shephog Railroad. They're, I think they're over in the Stroh building. I hope I have that right. That's one of my go-to suppliers. They're located in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. Really great guys, especially Steve, who runs the shop. Just a really super guy. Been a real help for the podcast. Great to me. And I hope you folks go over there and check out what he's got. I can tell you his prices are pretty good. So I like to shop around. I like to try to get the best price and the best value. That's a good place to go. So check out Shephog Railroad over in, I believe it is the Stroh building. They're on the far side. I think I can, if I vision it now, it's something that says something Clydesdales. So I believe that is the Stroh building. So definitely go over there. Now, it looks like Heath. I know your name. I promise. Heath. Food arrived, no utensils. I have been there, my friend, in a hotel. You order food, and now you got to eat it like Cro-Magnon man. So I wish you all the best of luck. You've got all the highest level of technology in your bag, but you didn't bring a fork. So good luck, man. I wish you well there. Yeah, I think it's going to be Heath fingers. So good luck. We'll make sure you wash your hands before you start shaking them tomorrow at your meet and greet. Also, very cool that a lot of the I think I may have mentioned earlier that a lot of the top people from the NMRA have been at the show. Make sure you get over there and meet them. It's really cool to have an opportunity to meet people from the National. They've traveled all the way over to check to see the show and be a part of it. So go over there and check that out. Personally, the division I belong to, the Nutmeg Division of the NMRA, is there as well. So if you live in the Connecticut area, definitely go over there and say hello and meet them and learn all the value and reasons why you should be a member of the NMRA. So go talk to those folks as well. Sesame chicken, not using my fingers. And we got a suggestion from a guy who travels quite a bit. I've turned to coffee stirs before in that situation. So you got some expert advice coming from John Farrington on how to handle a situation when your food arrives to the hotel without utensils. So you folks came here to get a recap, and what you've learned is how to make some emergency utensils at a hotel room. So you can't say you didn't learn anything tonight. So I think that's about it. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. And again, if you came by, if you stopped me in any of the buildings and whatnot, and you gave some compliments to the show and some suggestions and suggested guests, and I'm just overwhelmed. It was such a really cool day, and looking forward to tomorrow. And hopefully we got some folks coming for day 2 of the 2023 Railroad Hobby Show, hosted by the Amherst Railway Society up at the Big E. And if you didn't make it, I will suggest turn on Humanity Junction. He's been doing a great job going around shooting video and sharing all that with everybody. He's been doing a lot of live videos, so swing yourself over to him. Once he gets his, hopefully he'll have found a way to eat his dinner tonight and get a good night's sleep, because he's going to have a busy day tomorrow. So, and again, just remember, you can stop by Home Shops, between Home Shops and Mac Rail, 11 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do a little meet and greet. If you're able to swing by and say hello, love to meet you and talk to you, and I'll give you some swag too. We got some stickers, we got some pins, we got some stuff to give away as well. So stop by, see me, and if you see me walking around, grab a hold of me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. Love to see and meet new folks and hear about what you've got going on with your layout and your model railroading journey as well. So again, thanks everybody. You have a great night, and hope to see you tomorrow at the show.